So now let's just make them our block also. Let's use them as a block, just like the way we use our door. So now let's create block, and let's name the bigger window as internal window, right? Select point, pick point. Let's pick this point, and then select object. Let's select this object, enter, and then OK. So everything is now an object, is now a component. So now let's do the same for this and select toilet and type toilet window, then pick point. Let's pick our point, then select objects, enter. So now we've created our door and window for our 2D plan. So now let's move on to create our door for our elevation, And to do that, let's instead of I'm trying to make use of rectangle tool to make our work faster. Instead of us now drawing lines one by one and so on, we just pick our rectangle tool and draw. Okay, sorry. Now we are done with our elevation. We need to change our layer to elevation windows and doors now. So anything we'll be drawing will be in this layer. Any um, component we are drawing now will be in this elevation window and door layer and with this color for the layer. So now let's move ahead and draw that. We are having this. Now we need to impute our width. The first part we'll be inputting is our width, which is 900, comma 21. Since I said the height, I'm not the one that said it, is the standard code of practice that indicates that the height of all our doors should be 21. Now I'm creating for our internal doors. So we are having this. So let's just kind of design it a little bit. Now we are having, let's just offset of 50, enter. Let's do this, and then let's offset again, and let's say 200, enter. Let's select this line and offset it 200. Okay, this is just a simple 900 door. Now let's just kind of put a handle here by drawing a small circle. Let's just say C for circle. Let's get the midpoint. Okay, so let's just draw a small circle to indicate our handle. Now let's move it inside. Okay, so I think we are good to go for our internal door. Let's do the same for our toilet door, which is 750, I said earlier. So using the same rectangle tool, we're having 750, comma 21. Let's bring it down. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's use the same concept. Offset of 50, enter. Now let's offset this also of 200. Let's offset distance of 200. Yeah, this. So now instead of us creating another doorknob, let's just copy this. Let's copy this. Let's copy it. I want to copy it from this point here, exactly the same point to that point for our toilet door. So since it's kind of in the midpoint here, I'll just select this midpoint. From this midpoint here, I'll copy it and indicate the midpoint here also. You see that it's giving me in a straight line manner, but that I don't think that's the midpoint. This is my midpoint here. So it will give me that's the same point where I want it. So now let's go ahead and create for our external door, which is our entrance door. And then we definitely will be having, just like what we are having here, be having a larger door of 900 and a smaller door of 300. So let's do that. A bigger door of 900, which is this. So let's say 900, 21, right? Which is this. Then let's use, or we can just even copy this and bring it there. Okay, let's just do that. Let's do that. Let's copy this. Since this is our 900 door, let's copy this, bring it here. So what we just need to create is create the smaller part, which is the 300 part. So now let's do that rectangle. So we are having 300 to 1, which is this. Let's move it downward. So what we can just do is let's just offset this, offset, and let's say 150 for example. Okay, so can I offset that? 150 is too large. Okay, let's redo it, offset. Let's try 50. Okay, I think 50 is okay, but let's try 100. 100. Okay, yeah, I think 100 is better. So let's leave it like this. Then we can just go ahead and move it here. So this is our 1 2 door. Let's measure the distance. This is 1 2, right? So now I've created our 3 doors for our elevations: the entrance door, the toilet door, and then the internal door. So now let's go ahead and name them as blocks and create a block for them. So now let's select this, and then let's start with our entrance door. Let's pick our points and then select objects, enter. Okay, okay, sorry, we have a name for that already, which is for the plan, right? So let's give it elevation entrance door. Yeah, let's name it like that, elevation entrance door. So just take note, since we've named the component as entrance door earlier. So now let's go ahead and do the same for our toilet door. So name it elevation toilet door. Now let's pick our point and then select objects. Let's select our objects, enter, then okay. I think we are good to go. Now let's do the same thing for our internal door. Elevation internal, sorry, internal door, and then pick point, then select objects, enter. Then we are good to go. We've named our doors and for the elevation, and then doors and windows for our plan. So now let's go ahead and create for our windows, elevation windows also. Just the same concept. We are having 600 window, which is this, and then 1 2 window, which is this. So let's just go ahead and create for their elevation also. Let's start with the 1 2. We're having this. So set our first point, 1 2, comma 1 2. So here I will not be doing much design, just kind of a simple design of window. So let's just offset this. Let's offset. Let's use 50. Enter. Okay. So now let's draw a line in between, and let's copy this, or let's just offset of 55 to here and then to here. Now let's try to delete the middle line, and then let's trim this out. Yeah, so this just basically a simple window or elevation, right? So now let's do the same for our toilet windows also. So this is just a simple sliding window for our elevation. Let's do the same for our toilet window, 600, 600. Yeah. So now let's offset of 50, and then let's draw a line between. Then let's offset of 25, and here to the right and to the left. Now let's delete the midline, and let's delete this. Now that we've done that, let's just go ahead and create it as a block. So let's create it as elevation internal window. Now let's pick our point. Let's pick this as our point and then select object. here one and enter. Okay, now let's do the same for our elevation in toilet windows also. Elevation toilet window. Let's pick point, right? Select objects and then enter. So now we've created our windows and doors. What we just need to do next is just start drawing our plan. And after that, then we now need to start fixing the windows and doors where they're supposed to be. Now that we've created them. So for the doors now, we can just try to copy them in a multiple way. Let's copy this, for example. Let's copy this, bring it down. We can mirror this. Let's just see if we can mirror this. We'll be having different directions of our door. No, I'm not using this. So now, so we can have a door that will be opening to this side. We can have another one that will open to this side, depending on the one you'll be using. And then we can have the one that will be opening the other way around, maybe um, this way or this way. So depending on, let's just delete this. Don't worry, we'll get to use that in subsequent videos. So let's to prevent the video from being too long, let's just stop here. Let's zoom this. Let's zoom our works and let's save. Don't forget to save. Control S to save. So the video is long enough. Let's just stop here and then the next class will start properly by drawing our plan and then implementing most of what we've learned so far. Most of what we've learned so far using the tools and then the components we've created. So goodbye and see you in the next lesson.